Strange was this man. When he was reincarnated, the gods offered to grant him any wish, but all he wanted was to be a farmer. Not just any farmer. He insisted on cultivating barren land. Perplexed, the gods called the god of agriculture for advice. After receiving approval, they granted Jack a body immune to all poisons, and a universal farming tool that could change shape at will. When the tool transformed into a hoe, plowing the land required no stamina, and even the hardest soil would soften instantly. But surviving here required more than just land. He needed a water source. Jack cupped his hands behind his ears, hoping to hear the sound of flowing water, but the area was completely barren, not even a single edible plant in sight. So, he found a giant tree, transformed his tool into a shovel, and began digging a well. Since the tool didn't consume stamina, Jack was so focused that he almost buried himself alive. Alright, he thought, better dig at an angle instead. With the final scoop, groundwater slowly seeped out. The water problem was solved. Now, he planned to clear the surrounding trees, and create farmland. By common sense, chopping down a tree required cutting one side first, to shift its center of gravity, then cutting the other side so it wouldn't fall on him. Jack transformed his tool into an axe, and swung at the massive tree with all his strength. The result? The axe cut through the tree like slicing tofu. Panicking, he ran for his life, but then immediately burst into laughter. Jack changed his tool into a machete, and with a light slash, the tree split in half. Transforming it into a hook, he easily dragged the logs away. Now, he had building materials for a house, but by then, the sun was already setting. Jack realized he had no tools for lighting. He tried calling out for a flashlight or a lighter, but the tool remained unresponsive. Luckily, it could turn into a magnifying glass, but with the dim evening light, starting a fire was impossible. He had no choice but to hollow out a tree for shelter, and spend the night making utensils for the next day. As soon as the sun rose, Jack used the magnifying glass to start a fire, and continued clearing the remaining trees. For the first time since arriving in this world, Jack felt hunger. Just as he was about to search for food, a wild rabbit ran straight into him. One swing of his hoe, and the rabbit was dealt with. But to his surprise, its bald head had turned into soil. Fortunately, the rest of it was still edible.